Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Another beautiful Saturday, sunny and bright in the Caribbean. And today I have some news for you, my friends. White South Africans support Donald Trump's aid cut on South Africa. Yes, you heard me right. The white Europeans in South Africa who settled there hundreds of years ago and live in South Africa, they are now coming out in their numbers in strong support for US President Donald Trump. Why are they doing this? In this video, I will explain to you why the white Afrikaners in South Africa, the Europeans who settled there hundreds of years ago and stole many hundreds of thousands of hectares of land there in the great South Africa. They are supporting Donald Trump's hostile policy on their own country that they claim to love so much. Yes, there was a massive rally in South Africa several days ago at the US Embassy with white European Afrikaners saying, yes, we support Donald Trump. Trump all the way. Donald Trump will save us. Everything in support of Donald Trump. And the internet news media went wild because they covered this story. This story was covered throughout Europe and throughout the world, my friends. This is exactly what happened on February 15th, 2025. Hundreds of white South Africans, predominantly from the Afrikaner community, gathered outside the US Embassy in Pretoria to express support for President Donald Trump's recent policy concerning South Africa. The demonstrators held placards with messages such as, "Thank God for Donald Trump," voicing their belief that they are victims of racial discrimination by the South African government. Can you believe this? Do you remember apartheid? These European South Africans, they know a lot about racial discrimination because they carried out racial discrimination against the black African population in South Africa for many decades. They had apartheid there for many decades, and the United States of America, Europe, none of them came to assist South Africa. It was Russia and Cuba and other African countries that joined forces and defeated the white European population in South Africa. And that is when they got their freedom for the first time, my friends. So these people know a lot about discrimination because they led discrimination in that country for many decades. This rally was in response to an executive order signed by President Trump a week prior, which halted US aid to South Africa. In order cited concerns over the new South African law permitting the expropriation of private lands without compensation, a measure intended to address historical land ownership disparities stemming from apartheid and colonialism. Trump's order described Afrikaners as racially disfavored landowners and offered them refugee status in the United States of America. This is what the white Europeans are campaigning and protesting about in South Africa. They are protesting because the South African government said that they want to redistribute some of the land that was stolen by their ancestors hundreds of years ago when they first came to South Africa. Remember, these European Afrikaners came from Europe. They were on their way to Asia. So they passed down to the bottom of South Africa and they saw the beautiful landscape and they said, oh, let's have a rest here. And they just docked their boats and went in and captured land, and they have been there ever since. That is how they got their land in South Africa. Stolen land. Many hundreds of acres of that stolen land is being left there abandoned. They have so much land that they don't know what to do with it. The white European population in South Africa is just about 6-7%, but they own over 70% of the land. So, for example, one European family in South Africa, one Afrikaner family, may own 500,000 hectares of land. That is how serious it is, my friends. The South African government has refuted claims that the land expropriation law is racially motivated, asserting that it aims to rectify long-standing inequalities. President Cyril Ramaphosa emphasized that the legislation is not designed to target any specific racial group. Elon Musk, a South African-born billionaire and Donald Trump's supporter, has also criticized South African government policies, labeling them anti-white. Musk has highlighted challenges faced by his companies in meeting South Africa's affirmative action criteria. What is this? What is affirmation action criteria? The South African government, because of apartheid for many decades, where the white population, that is just about 6-7%, were allowed to work the best jobs, work for government, own all the lands, get all the opportunities. This tremendous support gained them a lot of wealth in South Africa because they control the whole government, all the land, all the resources. 6-7% of the population controlled everything. So this built them enormous wealth in South Africa. So fast forward to today, that wealth continue in the families, the white European families in South Africa. Whereas the black indigenous population, they had to pull themselves up from nothing. So what the South African government is saying now, which he implemented a few years ago, affirmative action, where they gonna hire more black African people and give them a little preferential treatment in order to level the playing field, because these white South Africans, they don't need anything. They're already rich. They own all the companies in South Africa. Gold mine, diamond mine, businesses, everything. Even if they sit and don't do anything, the money will keep coming in. So they don't need any help. So the South African government is doing affirmative action to pull up their own people that make up the majority of the population there in South Africa. While race has historically influenced South African politics, the nation has made efforts towards reconciliation in the post-apartheid era. The current government comprises a coalition of diverse political parties working collaboratively to address the country's challenges. The current government in South Africa is a government of national unity. The ANC government, the government of Nelson Mandela, the ANC party, they lost their majority during the last election. So that means they had to partner with somebody else, another party, in order to form the government in South Africa. What happened? The ANC invited all the political parties to join the government and to form a government of national unity. But the three top parties, the four top parties, the MK party, which is the party of Jacob Zuma, and the party, the EFF party, the party of Julius Malema, they said they are not joining any government with any white Europeans, because one of the parties, the DA party, is supported by the Afrikaner, the white European population in the country. It is led by a white European man who lives in South Africa. So most of the wealthy white Europeans who settled in South Africa hundreds of years ago, they support the DA. So now the MK party of Jacob Zuma and the EFF said, oh, we're not going to join with those people. They are apartheid, their fathers, their grandfathers, and so was apartheid. These dogs are playing with me here, and while I'm trying to record, they're having fun, right? So because of that, because the two top opposition party decided not to join, that was remaining the DA automatically by default joined the government and formed a government of national unity with, I think, 2 or 3 other smaller parties. So the white European population is in government. They're not in opposition. They are in government at this present time, joining with the ANC, running the country as a government of national unity. But they are in the government, but they are supporting Donald Trump at the same time. Can you imagine that? That has to be some type of treason, my friends. If you're watching for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. Like this video, share it with all your friends and family, and most importantly, please comment your thoughts on what you think about this topic of the white South Africans' strong support for Donald Trump aid cut in South Africa that will negatively affect South Africans. They don't care anything about the African population in the country. All they care about is themselves. And that is why they are supporting Donald Trump's hostile policy towards the country. One thing with the white European population, whether they are in Canada, the United States, Europe, South Africa, wherever they are, they support each other. And that is why I started this channel, my friends. The mission of my channel is to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. Right now I'm in the African diaspora, the beautiful Caribbean. The African diaspora make up the Caribbean nation islands, African Americans, Afro-Europeans, Afro-British, Afro-Canadians, Africans in South America. The Caribbean nation islands are namely Jamaica, Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Dominica, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, the US Virgin Islands, the British Virgin Islands. All of these island nations and more make up the African diaspora. Belize, right there in Central America. All of these places make up the African diaspora. We're a large community, my friends. So what I say, Let us join forces with the African continent. Let the African diaspora and the African continent join forces, my friends. We are one people separated by a brutal European slave trade and colonialism, but we're coming back together as one, my friends. Thank you for watching this video. Also, you can become a member of my channel and help support the journey of bridging that gap between the African continent and the African diaspora by clicking the link in this description box. It's a link to join the channel. It's right there in this description box under this video. Also, I have another travel channel. You can find it in the link in this description box as well, and you can go on over and subscribe to that channel, my friends. The dogs are having fun right now, and I'm about to end this video. But thank you for watching my channel, and of course, oh, I have some wonderful news. I am over 30,000 subscribers now. Now we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Can you imagine? A few days ago, I hit over 30,000 YouTube subscribers. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the tremendous love. And let us bridge that gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. We are one people separated by a brutal European transatlantic slave trade and colonialism. But those days are over, my friends. I'll see you again in the next video. See you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Much love. Bye-bye.